his parents, just a few houses away. This allowed his parents to see Paul each day and spend a lot of time with their granddaughter. With a population of around 25,000 residents, Calumet wasn't far from Chicago, and it was considered a very safe city to live. The young mother spent most of her time taking care of their daughter, while her husband got a job at the local railroad. November 12, 1966, Paul worked his night shift at around 2 p.m. Around 2 hours after that, he tried to call his wife, but she didn't answer. This was unusual because she wasn't supposed to go anywhere and couldn't have left their newborn daughter alone. Paul became concerned and called his parents, who lived just a few houses away, and asked them to check on his wife. They walked to the house and knocked on the family's door, but there was no response. His parents didn't have a key, so they just kept knocking for a while. After still receiving no response, they went home to call their son. Karen's husband became more worried and decided to leave work early to make sure everything was all right. As he approached the house, he got even more concerned because the porch light was off and the blinds were drawn closed. Usually Karen left the porch light on for him when he worked the night shift. He went to open the door with his key, but he realized that it was unlocked. Paul entered the living room and was relieved to find his newborn daughter sleeping in her playpen by the TV. However, he couldn't find his wife, so he began calling out to her while checking every room. When he decided to go upstairs, he tried to turn on the light, but the switch didn't work. Paul made his way to the bedroom and turned on the lamp. This revealed a horrifying scene. The room was destroyed, and there was blood everywhere. On the floor, he spotted his wife, showing no signs of life, and he immediately realized that Karen was dead. After recovering from the shock, he went downstairs, called the police, and took their young daughter outside. While waiting for the police and paramedics, his parents came out to the street and saw Paul crying and begging for help. His mother grabbed a flashlight and rushed into the family's home, hoping to help her daughter-in-law. But as soon as she saw Karen's body, she knew she couldn't be saved. As the paramedics and police arrived, they could only confirm the young mother's death, and the investigators began examining the crime scene. On the back door of the house, they found shallow scratches on the lock, indicating an attempt to pick the lock and break in. The door, however, was still locked, suggesting the perpetrator initially tried to enter through this door, but failed. They then discovered a broken basement window with a trail of blood leading to the front door. Detectives thought that after the perpetrator failed to open the back door, they tried to enter through the basement and cut themselves on the glass, corroborated by the blood on it. The fact that the perpetrator didn't enter through the basement and instead went to the front door suggested it was either unlocked or the young mother opened